Hello, dear ones. I am Eleonora do canal The Awakening Path. And today I will have with you a very special guest. Let me first see if everything is okay here. I guess so. Yes, we are alive. I'm waiting for some people to join in. We have 1 more minute. If you can, please let me know if you can hear me. Just say yes on the chat. And here is almost there. Okay, let me see if my guest is already here. I think he is joining in. Today, I have a very, very special guest with us. It's the second time on the channel, The Awakening Path. The first time he came for an interview in Spanish, and now he came back to speak with you in English. He is a person that I learned to respect and admire for his passion to share high vibrational information that comes from the higher dimensions to help humanity open our consciousness and ascend with the planet Earth. Let me see if he's already here. He is not here yet. If you can kindly say yes to let me know if you can hear me, that would be great. I think you should be able to hear me. Okay, he is here with us. Please welcome with me Carlos Lavado, the founder of MindSherpa Publishing House. Let me admit him. Welcome, Carlos. Thank you for joining us today. I can't hear you yet or see you. Okay.
Good now to you, Eleonora. Let me try to fix this problem. Maybe.
I think you are there now. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And
Good now to you, Eleonora. Believe me, it's my pleasure, not yours. It's my pleasure.
That's great. Thank you so much for being here. And Carlos is the founder of MindSherpa Publishing House. And he also have a school that has the same name. But before we go on those subjects, I'd like to know a little bit more about Carlos. Carlos, if somebody asks you, who are you? And how was your spiritual evolution? What you would say?
Well, this is the most deep question you ask me, because I am a consciousness dreaming being a man with name Carlos, but I'm just a dreamer. I'm just a part of God. I really believe that. I'm just part of all that is the whole universe, the unit, the consciousness mind, call whatever you want. I'm just part of that many people call God. Um, my spiritual path was I started knowing myself when I was about 15 years. So since that day, I start to try to find some answer to the questions: who I am, why I'm here. Question like that, you know what I mean? So since that day, bit a bit, step by step, I start to doing my own development in my path.
When did you had that aha moment when you say, wow, okay, I'm not just a body, I'm part of something way bigger? Did you have that
And I
aha
think
moment or always was within you?
I think that aha moment was 1999. You know why? Because that year I got the book, Crayon book, the second one, Don't Think as a Human. I don't know you have to read that book.
Oh,
The
not
book,
yet,
the
but
name
I
is
will.
Don't Think, is the name of the book is Don't Think as a Human.
Mm.
Until that moment, I know, I was sure that something else happened outside me. But in that moment, everything like a puzzle, everything goes together, makes sense. I think that year, 1999, that I start my true spiritual path.
That's really great, Carlos. And one thing that you said that's kind of alignment with my question to define, to know who I am, what I am. I started this channel with 4 questions. What is God? Who am I? Where I came from? What I'm doing here? I'm trying to answer those questions since I was a child, but I got really serious when I was about 25. But I think many people had that question, and that's when you really started to look for things outside of the matrix, outside of the common of the things that you can only perceive with the 5 senses. You cannot find all the answers there for sure.
Oh no, absolutely not. You know, that's a very deep question. You know, so that is, I think every person looks in different way. So because we have different frequencies and different level. So yeah, but that's a very deep question. This is part of our journey in this, not to wake up as a part of that. It's really that. It's just part of that.
Carlos, I know you are passionate about books, about knowledge, especially high vibrational knowledge. Talk us a little bit about your books, when you start writing, and which books you have available now.
Well, I remember, I'll be honest, all my life, I remember me writing something, even just a small poems or a small something, or just a stupid idea, or not stupid ideas, but just something. When I was living in Peru, because I was born in Peru, when I was living in Peru, I loved to visit a place, family place called Santa Rosa, like a small farm. It was countryside, not in the city, countryside. Um, I love visit that place because I really enjoy being in contact with the nature. You know what I mean? Small rivers, tree, all with the nature. Walk barefoot, all this stuff. I remember me writing that place. I was about 12 years old, maybe 11, but very, very young. But one of the most important books I started to writing was when I was living in Spain, in Madrid. Pretty much 1995 or 96. So in that year, I started to writing, but just small things. From 2000, the year 2000 forwards, start really get involved in books. Now I have a book in Amazon called, the name of Spanish is Sospechamos de Dios. It's like suspicious of God. Another one is about love. The second one is about love. It's a book about love. And now is one more is about to go to the market. Maybe in the next month, in September. That is the most important book for me. That is the last one. The name, let me keep in secret for now, please.
Okay.
But it's about our journey in this place, in this world.
I can't wait to start reading that book. Very nice. So
soon it's gonna be available, that book.
I was thinking about rescue, if you have one that you are more, that's closer to your heart, but that's a tricky question. Maybe I should have known. Do you have any that's your favorite? That's like,
yeah,
I had to read that.
The worst one is my favorite. The worst one, the bad one, the really bad one. That is my favorite. But it's never gonna be on the market because it's really bad. But I really love that book because it was my first step. It's really, now I start to, when I read this book now, in this moment, I said, oh, it's really, I mean, many mistakes. Is no connection between the parts of the book. So, but I wrote that book many years ago. So that is really the worst book, but at the same time, it's the book I really love much.
The book, I always like to see, to give the importance of the book on how it's really touching people, how it's really open your mind and your heart. And some people, I think you have the gift of writing, not everybody has, but I'm not really critical. So if the book catch my attention, is teach me something, I can bypass some mistake on writing because I'm also not expert on that. So
yeah, I understand your idea. That's happened to me as well. Yeah, that happened to me as well.
The reason why I say that is because so many people is having the urge to share their experience, share of themselves, and then many are stopped and say, I never went to a writing school. I'm not a writer. I'm not going to do it. But if you have been guided to, there is a purpose, there is a reason for that. And trust me, your guides know what they are doing. In the end, everything will have a positive outcome out of it. Carlos, let's go to the next subject. That's the translations. How you become a translator, and what was the first book you translate?
Well, was I didn't expect to translate any book, just maybe letters for the bank, because be honest, be a translator or translate something never was on my, on my dreams, on my way. I never thought at some point I was gonna be a translator important books, never. But in 2019, in Spalding teachings came to me. I remember it was August that year. I started translating Jesus, my Autobiography. So really, when she offers me to translate that book to Spanish, I felt something bigger start to happen in my life. Because this book is an unusual book. It's a book that open your heart, open your mind, open everything on you. But people sometimes don't understand the importance of that book. But you need to read it, you need to feel it, and you need to listen to your heart when you are reading that book. So the translation was, for me, a journey to know myself, to see inside me and see how many dark points or dark place was at that moment inside me, and start to work on it. So basically, that book, Jesus, my autobiography, healed me in all the way. As I told you, to translate any book never was on my dream. But when I started with Jesus, my autobiography, and then A Year of Forgiveness, I really love to do that. So I think it's my blueprint as well. You know, nothing is for chance, nothing is a coincidence. I think it's part of my blueprint. Now I understand that.
Carlos, we're gonna talk more about those books because they are very connected with the publishing. But let's just step a little bit on the channelingjesus.com, channeling Jesus material that you translated to Spanish. And our friend Mirna, she does she put her voice on that. Can we talk to us a little bit about those translations?
Of course. Let me say this. Mirna is not part. I mean, her blueprint as well is be part of this group, is be part of this movement, because MindSherpa is a movement. When I met Mirna, I never expect her voice was Tina voice in Spanish. But at some point, when I start to translate those channeling from Tina Spalding, I spoke with Mirna and said, well, what about if you put your voice in the translation? I'm talking about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It was just a proposition. It's just well, we can do that. Why not?
Yes.
You know, why not? Because people need this information. It was really good information. And she said, okay, I don't know how to do it, but I will do it. So that is, for me, that's a very important step from her to give her voice to Jesus in Spanish. Since that day, I start to translate many channels from Jesus and Ananda YouTube channel to Spanish.
That's very nice. And I did interview Mirna, and I think I'm gonna put the link in the description of this live also, that you can learn more about the work that she's doing. And if you speak Spanish, or if you know somebody that only speaks Spanish, I really recommend that you send this channel to them, because they are gonna learn a lot. And they have done a wonderful job. And it's very touching. It's really heart-opening to listen to those videos. Carlos, now let's talk about MindSherpa. Oh, I'm sorry. Before that, let's not forget about the school. Talk a little bit more about the school, and from where surged that idea to create a school? What's the purpose of mission of MindSherpa School?
As I told you, MindSherpa is a movement. It's a consciousness movement. Part of this movement is now we have a school, awakening school, and a publishing house. In this moment, we have just two branches in some way, to say, two branches. One is the school, and the other one is the publishing house. But we are planning to get more branches because MindSherpa is a movement. So when the first branch was the school. Why? Because at that moment, we knew there are many people that need that information about ego mind, about thoughts, about beliefs, how to manage beliefs, how to work with your thoughts, how to do it with that voice all the time is in you, that the ego mind voice. But the people just don't know how to manage that one, how to how to work with that voice, and sometimes it's really bad voice. That is the reason we create MindSherpa Awakening School, to explain the people who want to hear us, to explain how to work with the thought, beliefs, how to create your reality, your own reality. Basically, all the information is based on Jesus, my autobiography, A Year of Forgiveness, and all Teen Spalding channeling. So we let's say condensate that information and we share in that school.
And I am part of this school, and one thing that I noticed is it's not just about theory. We really give examples, practical examples on how to use that information on your daily life. What's really important, because you have a great information, then you say, okay, what I do with that doesn't really help you much. But
thank you so much for clarification. For that clarification. But you are completely right, Eleonora. Yeah, it's not just theory. It's practical. Yeah.
Yes, and of course, we learn a lot about each other experiences. So it's very, very a rich community to be part of. Carlos, if somebody would be interested in joining the school, is that possible for them to do?
Well, we have some rules to get in the school, because we don't charge nothing. We don't ask for nothing, not even your email or telephone. Well, your telephone number we have to, because we have a group in Telegram, but we don't ask for nothing. So the only thing with us is your intention to be there and your intention to learn. That is the only point. So yeah, it's open the school for many people, but we want to make sure the people who get into the school really wants to be part of this movement to open the mind, change the world, change your life. Yeah, but yeah, get in contact with us. At some point, we will see if we can go inside the school. Yeah.
That's beautiful, Carlos. Well, now we can really talk about MindSherpa Publishing House. I was thinking, MindSherpa, what Sherpa means? I already know what Sherpa means, but I know there is somebody that is listening that doesn't know what Sherpa means and why you chose that name.
Sherpa, is the people who lives in Himalaya area. They know the area. They people who used to go to the top of the mountain. They know the tricks. They know where the problems are, where is the the the, the path where you can find many problems. So these people lead you to the very easy way. They guide you to the easy path. So MindSherpa is an analogy. It's an analogy to the people understand we are prepared to understand your mind, and we guide you to how to manage your thought, your ego mind. Don't go in this way because this way is a trick. Go in this way because this way you can more easy path or is more open. It's an analogy. MindSherpa, why I choose that name? Be honest, I don't know. I just felt. Be honest, I don't know. I can say, I got a list and I was, no, this name, no,
Yeah,
I just
came to
spelled
you,
the name.
right? Just came to
Yeah,
you as the
came
guidance,
to
kind
me.
of like the
Yeah,
awakening path is where it came from. But I knew it had to
exactly.
be that.
Yeah, I just felt the name. I felt was the right name. I said, that's that really no fit to me in that way. So yeah, I just felt the name and said that's the right name.
Let me
But
just
it's an analogy, Eleonora.
Yeah, thank you. Let me just point something that, for example, we have been trained to use the intellectual mind, the ego mind all the time. But you said something very important. Most of the time, our best decisions are made in based on our feelings. We just know it's right. We just know it's the path. Does the guidance come from the higher dimension, from your higher self, your guides, and that's the internal voice that comes to you. That's why it's important to really get in contact with those type of information. So you really know what you are doing and you're just not, oh, you're crazy, Phil. How come you take an important decision just based in your feelings and dismissing all that good knowledge? Not that I'm saying it's important to know things, but we have been programmed to rely only in the 5 cents. And as I told you, the 5 cents represent what? Not even 10% of the reality and how things really manifested. So I think it's very important to get in touch with that emotional intelligence aligned with the greater, highest good that we call God. Let me ask another question about MindSherpa, the publishing house. How that born? From where came that idea? Okay, let me take to the next step. Let's create a publishing.
Another time, another feeling was December the last year because one of my friends from Uruguay, she wrote me about the Jesus, my autobiography book. She told me, Carlos, where can I get this book? Because I'm trying to find it. For me, it's really difficult to find in Amazon. Eventually, she got it, that book. But we
She
started
got
talking.
the printed translation or the only the
No, ebook, the ebook, but was the previous one, not the one who is now
yeah.
in Amazon, not that one, because this version is a completely different version. It's more professional version, but we are talking about the previous one. But she found many problems to get that book, and in that moment I felt it. Why if I ask for the rights of that book? But I need to get in contact with the publishing house in America, no? The publishing house,
Yeah.
like technology. So that idea, like a seed, starting that moment was December of the last year. Until now, just 8 months passed, just 8. We have a publishing house. We are working in many books, not just in 2 books. So I think it's a big step since that day. But I think was an idea. That idea didn't came to me from my ego. Was for my
It's
guidance
revealed
system.
to you.
Yeah, was for my guidance system. It's still there. Sometimes when I am afraid, because sometimes I'm really afraid of something because I'm still on the matrix, and the matrix is many problems. I need to solve this problem here, and appears another one here. I need to face that problem there. I need another one comes, things like that. Sometimes it's really difficult, but that voice from the guy, from the guy, always is there. No? Just be confident. Just wait. The moment is coming. Is the most repetitive idea in the last day. Just wait. The moment is coming.
What would you say is the mission of MindSherpa Publishing House?
To all those teachings from Jesus, Jesus channeling, and Ananda as well, reach to the general public.
When you
Because
say
there are a lot of
general
information.
public, in as many languages as possible, because they are available to the in English speak community. What wasn't really happening is the other languages. Nobody looks like nobody was really interested on doing something, and it's okay. I think the universe just chose you to you being the front runner to make that information available in as many languages as possible. Do you see this way?
Yeah, well, in this moment, as you know, we have in Spanish. Soon, I think it's gonna be in Portuguese as well. So that's our
Let me tell my story.
plan. I think that's gonna happen. I'm really confident about that. That's gonna happen in about 6-8 months. That book, Jesus and Autobiography, is gonna be in Portuguese as well. So that means we are gonna reach big part of the world.
Yes.
Pretty much all America. Well, not United States and Canada, but except those countries, pretty much all America.
And some of Africa too. I just had to tell about my story, how I get involved in this project.
With us, yeah. Please,
because
go
I
ahead.
think it was fascinating. And at the same time that Carlos was translating Tina's book to Spanish, I had the same feeling. This information should be available for the Portuguese speaking community, including my family and all my friends. So I literally started contacting publishers in Brazil and telling them, you have to translate these books. And I got to talk to them. No, we are too busy, already committed with so many others translation, we can't do it. Until I had in one-to-one session with Tina, and I talked to her, I want somebody to translate your book to Portuguese. I said, why not you? The back of my mind, I thought, I'm not a translator. No, I know Portuguese and English, but I'm not a translator. But when I saw nobody else would do it, why not? So I started translating. When I finished translating, I said, okay, now I just need to find somebody to publish. Shouldn't be that difficult, right? Didn't happen. So it's okay. I really learn to trust in the guidance. I knew that Jesus was behind that, and he didn't put me into work so hard in translating that book for nothing. So it's, you know what? I'm putting here on the shelf. When it's time, he'll let me know. And then I meet Tina this February, and she said, contact Carlos. And to be honest, I wasn't expected that you would publish the book in Portuguese. But I knew that somehow from you, I would find a way. And then when I realized, wow, he just created a publisher, can you do the Portuguese too? And you said yes. And then I was just amazed. Thank you, Jesus. I knew you had my back all this time.
And be honest, Eleonora, I was waiting the Portuguese version. I really told you, but at some point in the last year, I felt you're gonna be involved in the Portuguese version as well.
Yeah, he started the plan better before he told me.
Exactly, but I asked at that moment. I asked, how? I like to speak Portuguese because I have many friends from Portugal and from Brazil, but my Portuguese is really bad, really, really bad. But I understand pretty much everything that they are talking, no? But my Portuguese is really bad. How? I cannot translate into Portuguese, and how can I do that? So when you came to me and said, "Okay, I now I understand," so I was waiting.
Everything
I
is
was
like
waiting that.
the veil fell.
Yeah. So it was an aha moment in that point. I said, okay, now I understand that.
Wow, it has been, we know each other for like 6 months now. And as I like to tell you, you only give me good news. That's why I like to talk to you.
Well, we really happy to hear that.
Let's talk about our favorite book at the moment, Jesus, my autobiography. This book is available in Spanish for many countries. I can tell you that it's available in US at Amazon and also in Brazil in Amazon. I know that some people are waiting for the Portuguese version. It will come. But if you can't wait and you already understand Spanish, get it Spanish, and then you get the Portuguese one later. Which are the countries that the book is available now?
Well,
The physical copy. The electronic, the book, of course, all over the world.
exactly, absolutely. But the paper book, no, the physical book is available in Spain. You can go to MindSherpaBooks.com and you can order your books. It's gonna be in your home in about 3 days at most. The same in Peru and in Ecuador. The paper books is there in Peru and Ecuador as well. You can get in touch with or you can connect with any of the directors on the Peru and Ecuador. All the telephone number, all the information, emails is on the web page, MindSherpaBooks.com. Soon in Mexico, I think it's going to be at the end of this month in Mexico as well, because many people from Mexico there are, they are complaining about why is not this book here. Mexico
Well,
is
it's
a
not
really
here
big
yet.
market, so Mexico is important. So is this morning I was talking with Leticia, who is in charge in Mexico, and she told me, Carlos, many people is question me why is we are waiting for that book. So yeah, I think at the end of this month the book is gonna be there in Mexico, and believe me, we are working really hard in the book getting Colombia and Argentina as soon as possible.
That's very nice. And I was thinking about a question that I suggested Carlos. If you have that favorite book, a book that's really changed your spiritual trajectory, and you really would like to see that book translated in your native language, right now, leave in the comment of this live. We do not promise, but we're gonna take note of all those things. And in the future, if it's to happen, we're gonna address when the time is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos, the way I see that MindSherpa, why MindSherpa right now? For example, looking at everybody that's involved in this project, we are all in our spiritual evolution. We are all doing our internal work.
Exactly.
So just for you to have an idea, the high vibration of this project is really maintained by the people that are involved in.
Yeah.
And we are all very passionate about really sharing this information throughout the globe.
100% agree.
Why this at this moment? There are hundreds, if not thousands of books being written by people sharing their own experience, sharing about their own technique that they developed to help them advance in their spiritual evolution, that those books contain a very important information that will help somebody else, not only on their native language, but also to at least the major languages in the world, like Spanish, Portuguese, French, and so on. So I think we are involved in something that can become really big. And Carlos, what would you say to somebody that's watching right now if they want to get involved? You see, if you want to get involved in something just by sending good thoughts, you're already contributing. But have you thought of if anyone wants to contribute in somehow with this project, what they can do? Sorry, I didn't ask that question before.
Email us,
Yeah.
If this project is part of your blueprint, I repeat, if this project is part of your blueprint, 100% sure you are going to be in this project. Because all the people who is involved in this project, all of us, as you said, we are waking up to a bigger reality. We are trying to understand ourselves. That is our secret. That is our power. Because all of us do it not because money or not because just a business. It's not just a business. That is a movement. And we believe that. So all the people who are listening in this moment and said, okay, I love what they are saying. So you really love it, what you are saying, and something, our words has touched you, just email us or contact me, or any of the directors in any country. But 100% sure, if it's part of your blueprint, you're going to be in this project. Because we need people. But we need people who really push the project in that good way. We don't have, for example, people in Chile. We don't. In Paraguay.
Uruguay, right?
In Uruguay, not yet. In Bolivia, not yet. So we are still growing up. No?
How about Venezuela?
Not yet as well. No? So there are many countries we still need to cover. But at some point we will do it. We just be patient at that point.
Yeah, one thing that I feel very confident on you, and you are so in touch with your guidance that when the right person comes for each country, you just know. You really surprised me when you just came to me and said, do you want to be the director of US? That wasn't something that never go to my mind.
And you was
but when
afraid.
you ask, I had no doubt. I had no doubt because that's all makes sense. And of course, I want to be part of that.
Exactly. I think I just listen to that voice come to me. Because that happened exactly the same to Gloria in Spain. At some point, I say, who is going to be in charge in Spain? But believe me, that inner voice, your voice comes from your guidance system. said this person. So that happened in Ecuador, with you in America, in United States, with Gloria in Spain. And yeah, I think it's going to happen.
And in the future, Brazil also. We see in the future, if I
Exactly.
take Brazil or somebody else, when the
Exactly.
times come, we think about it. We don't have, you see, that's the thing. When you think of something that you need, that you want to get somewhere, you think you need to have laid out all the single steps. No, you don't. You need the vision, you need to know what you want to get, but you don't need to know how. All the hows you don't need. You only need to listen the guidance for the next best step. Because if you knew everything in detail, you'd run away. You couldn't take it. You run away. That's for your one good that is revealed to you one step of the time. You just need to trust.
And that's it. And that's it. One step at a time. And that's it. And you will see the next step. Yeah.
Carlos, let me show my screen because I would like you to talk to us about a very, let me see. Sorry, let me just do something before I start showing. I would like you to talk about this event. So when you come here to, let me do it again, MindSherpaBooks.com, and then it comes straight in Spanish, but if you speak English, you can just come here and select English.
You swap in English, yeah.
And this beautiful picture of Tina Spalding appears, saying, Jesus and Ananda speak to the Hispanic world. What that means? Let's click here to find out. Can you explain to us a little bit more what's gonna happen on 10th of December in Barcelona?
No, it's November.
Oh, sorry,
November.
I see November. Yeah. I don't know why I say December.
It's November. It's November 10th in Barcelona. It's going to be the first time with Jesus and Ananda will channel to the Hispanic world. So that is going to be a very big event that day. It's Sunday 10th November. Tina is going to channel in the morning. He's going to channel in the morning and in the afternoon. And in the afternoon as well, Carol is going to be there with the sound bath. She's going to answer some question. And some of that question, 100% sure, she's going to answer through Sina Allen. So,
speaking in Spanish.
Let me translate, obviously, and translate to Spanish. But let me ask you this. How many opportunities you have to get in contact with that consciousness to answer your question? That's maybe never is going to happen again for you.
How many chances you have to ask a question straight to Jesus?
For example, or to Sina as well, or to Ananda.
Exactly.
So let us, the people in Spain, think that is a really big opportunity for all of them. So that's going to happen the November 10th in Barcelona. And let's say that's going to be available online as well, but online just for the people who are not living in Spain.
I see. So
we have all the information there, yeah, present and online, and yeah.
Yes, you can come to the website and get your tickets straight away from here. Carlos, since we are here on the website, let's just browse a little bit and then we can finish pretty soon. I know it's very late for you. Here are some books that we already have available there. And if you want to learn more about the authors, here is the place that you go. Would you like to talk just a little bit about Nuria's book? And then we
Oh,
can...
that's an amazing one. I call that book the Harry Potter in Spanish. I call that, no, because it's really an amazing book. No? The title of that book is pretty much like this. It's Natalie, the Warrior of the Rainbow.
Is that already available in ebook?
No, we are working on that. So it's gonna be available. I think about half of the September, pretty much 15th of September. Yeah, we are working on that because now in this moment we are working on the layout, on the cover of the book as well. So it's gonna be ready for, I think, about 15th of September. But trust me, I read that book. It's quite good book. I
can't
I
wait
repeat,
to hear to read.
it's the Harry Potter in Spanish. But it's a the it's not a guy in the sense that it's a male, it's a female character. That's the name, Natalie.
I see. I can't wait to read her book. Carlos, I'm going to stop sharing now. And which message would you like to leave us?
Passion, work in your passion. That is the point. If you work in the things you really love to do, I mean your passion, whatever it is, could be writing, singing, drawing,
Fishing, cooking, can be anything.
Anything, cooking, take care of cats, whatever it is, but do your passion. Really do it. Work on it. But that is going to change your vibration first, and then it's going to change your reality. So that is really, really important in this time, because now we as a radar, we check the world and see problems everywhere. And the only thing is going to swap our timeline is our passion. Work in your passion. That's really important. Even Jesus has talked really much about this topic, about the passion. So work in your passion, do it, just enjoy it, what you're doing. That is going to change part of your reality.
I agree. And I like to tell people one simple thing. You heard everywhere that you were created the image of God. And God is the energy of love. So every time that you align yourself with love, you are happy, you rise your vibration, and it's simpler to do than you think. Because the only thing you need to do is to be in the present moment and stop thinking the past or in the future. Every time you bring your attention to the present moment, that's been living your passion, dancing, singing, or just observing nature, or just pay attention to your breathing, to your breath, can be anything. Automatically you align yourself with your true nature.
That's right. That's right.
And living your passion, when you feel that driven, you'll be able to stay in that state for longer. Because feels good to do things that make us feel good. It's as simple as that. So you just want to do more of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that is the point, and the people need to know that it's really important.
And
Working
it's
your passion is really
okay,
important.
and it's not being selfish. If somebody wants to call selfish, so be it.
You're right. That is part of as well. No, be aware, because many people, as you said, is gonna call you selfish, but it's nothing about that. It's just you looking after you.
Another thing I like to say is, first you take care of your own vibration, align yourself to love. When you learn about self-love, it's easier to extend to others. But if you are miserable, how you can give love to others if you don't have, even for yourself?
Exactly. Exactly.
Carlos,
And your vibration creates your reality. So that just remember that you are in the lower vibration, you are creating that lower reality. So you need to raise your vibration. How? Do your passion. Work in your passion.
yes. Just give a try for a week and then let us know how you feel.
Exactly.
If you don't need to believe in us, just try for a week, like just try it and see what happened.
Yeah.
Carlos, thank you so much for coming to the Awakening Path. I really enjoyed to talking to you about all the subjects. I feel really grateful for being part of this project. And I just like to extend my gratitude to you to really sharing this information to so many people that can use it and really use it to change their life for better.
From my part, is thank you to be part of this dream, because it's a dream as same time as a movement, consciousness movement. Yeah, really, I really appreciate your help in everything, because I know you are pushing a lot in America, United States, emailing many people there. We are not get details now, but I know you're working hard there. So let me present my deepest appreciation and gratitude as
Thank
well,
you.
Eleonora.
Thank you, Carlos. So
And thank you so
I
much
know
for
you
inviting me.
could speak for hours straight. Thank you so much and see you next time.
See you, Eleonora, and thank you so much as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So